And one quick thing before we get started, we had some sound issues this week. Really sorry about it, but hopefully you guys will still enjoy the show. Be sure to check it out now.
Damn, dog, somebody just flipped over, dog. Look at this lady, man. You all right? You okay? You want me to help you?
Yeah.
And this lady flipped over, man. Damn, dog. Yeah, come here.
Are you
Yeah, I'm Kodak. Yeah.
Is somebody in the car with you? Is somebody in the car with you?
Come on.
Is somebody in the car with you?
No, but
Alright, can somebody call 911? Can you please call 911?
Yo.
No,
Call the
for real,
police
please.
force.
I'm not okay.
Yeah, they gonna call the police for you right now.
But I don't want you to, please.
Nah, I'm not gonna call the police.
No, okay,
They
go
calling
ahead.
the police for you.
No,
I just
come
seen it. I was like, I just want to see if you
I know,
straight.
but please don't call the car. Tell them not to call the
Are you
cops,
okay?
please.
She say, don't call the cops or call the cops.
Don't,
Okay,
please.
don't call the cops. Well, then. You all right?
No,
You
come
want me to
here.
send you Uber?
Wylson in the car.
Can you come here, please?
I'm here.
Okay, is somebody in the car? No, but I gotta call the cops.
I'm here. What's up?
Who else in the car?
No, nobody. It's just me.
What happened?
But can you please call the cops? I mean,
I gotta call the cops.
No.
can't.
Don't call the cops, please.
She called the cops for you.
Kodak, come here.
Is somebody in the car with
God
you?
bless you.
It's just me.
I'm gonna get away from the cops.
No, please.
I just wanted to see if you straight and pull you out the car.
No, Kodak, come here. I don't want to call the cops.
God bless you. Get from around here for these cops, bitch.
Y'all okay? Hello, baby. Yo,
we gotta drop.
Kodak is a superhero, man. Kodak, I'm just painting a picture. Kodak says, yo, that car flipped over 4 times. You okay? Like, you alright?
It's great.
It's great.
Oh, I'm not the one calling the cops.
Yeah, word. And then once he mentions the cops, oh no, I gotta get away from him. I ain't calling no cops, oh baby. how you gonna save someone's life and then just forget it just because the cops are involved?
I mean,
Well, he said he was ready to pull it from the car, but she ain't need no help. He was like, "Yo, I'm out."
You think she had fucked? Yeah, you think she had fucked up papers? She had that, right? Don't call the cop. Like, she was adamant about that shit. She probably
had no license.
Yeah, she was probably bleeding internally, all types of shit. Like, don't call the cops.
I have a flipped car. Be like, don't call. But did she ask to call the ambulance, but not the cops?
I don't know.
My license has been suspended 25
Yeah.
times. Don't do that, man.
In my story, she was standing there on fire, like, don't call the cops. I'm good. I'm chill. I'm good.
I just left the bar. License is suspended 25 times. I'm good, man.
Oh, man. She's probably drunk. She had to be drunk. Something. Welcome back. Grassroots Podcast. Be sure to check us out. Subscribe. Grassroots Pod on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Here with my esteemed friends, co-hosts. Introduce yourselves.
I'm Barnell Hill. Did you miss me?
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm Erin Ashley Simon.
All right, Wilson. Wait, did Brandon never introduce himself?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
I
he
did.
did. What
He
were
did?
you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I totally missed that.
He did.
Yeah, I did.
Yo,
All right.
before we jump right into the topics,
I probably didn't now thinking about
You
it.
before we jump right into it, America, I need help. Killabh BH was on BuzzFeed. We got my homegirl over here with the NBA 2K League.
Retract that a little bit, but yeah.
Come on now.
I'm
I'm just
doing
lost my whole
work
damn
with
train of
Center
thought.
Currently not doing work with NBA 2K.
Word. You fucking up the bag right now.
I want a bag.
Cheddar Esports.
Cheddar
Correction.
Esports.
There you go. Correction.
I want a bag. I can smile.
I can smile.
Help me out.
Look at look. I'll beg. I've been begging for mad
Yo,
shit. People to come on the show.
I was away for a week, but I peeped that cardigan.
I have no pride. Huh?
Brandon's cardigan.
I peeped that cardigan.
What card? Whoa, what's
Your
happening?
attire on BuzzFeed.
What about it?
It's a sweater cardigan. Real classy. Real conservative. You never wore a cardigan on.
Never.
You don't
I see what's happening here. Okay.
You're all sloppy.
And not just that, he was Brandon.
No hat. Right. Knee slapper.
No hat, Brandon.
No.
Cardigan slanging.
Hey, he's out
That's-
there.
Pressed jeans.
I'm feeling attacked.
He was definitely laughing with his shoulders. Like,
I'm feeling attacked. Hold on. Why are you laughing so hard?
It was everywhere.
I don't think.
He's like Ricky Bobby. I was like, you didn't know what to do with
Yo,
it.
so y'all want to hear some funny shit though? After watching the clip, I got to do something about my hands. I want to put my hands in my. So that's my new shit. I have orchestra hands.
Yo, so where your hands going, Brandon?
Yeah, I don't. Yo, but you know what it is? I feel like I don't know why I do that. Most people talk with their hands, even though you're not supposed to. But I feel like if it works better. I feel like when you know how like when you battle rap, you can like it's more descriptive when you use your hands. I feel like when you're telling stories or especially like same thing for like cursing. Like my mom told me to stop saying nigger and cursing. But I feel like
that one? Yeah, you the one with the ER?
No. Yeah, not the ER. But what I'm saying is, I feel like there's certain times where it's applicable. Like when somebody does something stupid, like what the fuck? Like it makes sense. And then there's sometimes like you dumb.
Well, there was a study apparently out that smart people tend to curse a lot.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's why I curse.
No.
Yeah, I curse. Well, I curse. So sorry, Mom, Dad.
I curse more than you guys. Just so you know.
Nah, I doubt it.
Needless to say, I'm here, America. I'm here.
Yo, funny enough, a lot of our viewership say that me and Erin curse the most, and that we have potty mouths. I am totally okay with it. I'm a grown ass man, and
Listen,
I will do what I want.
Listen, I go through my entire life and work life without cursing. Sometimes I want to let steam off, and if I want to let it off on the podcast, guess what? It's our podcast.
Yeah,
so,
basically, we do what we want.
I'm here, America.
Just saying.
Regular Nas.
Yes.
House vacate.
You see, I turned into Shannon Snipes, mixed in Shannon Sharp and Wesley Snipes.
Wait, but reveal the hat.
Yeah.
Chill,
Is it
you know what?
So hold on, hold on.
no.
We had a bet. Hold on, can you take your hat off real quick?
No, not all.
Yo, he is so burned.
Yo,
I'm not burned.
You
I
are,
love it.
you're
I love
definitely
my
burned.
I love
You're
my
definitely
Yeah, you got the Burt Reynolds skin right.
No, he got the Tropic Thunder skin.
Give me that.
You definitely had the fucking Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, yo, that's sun for real.
Oh yeah.
I was out there Sunday. My wife was like, "Yo, you should put on some sunscreen." I was like, "Nah, I'm good. I got
I'm
melanin."
black. I can handle
Yo,
it.
that's exactly what I said. I was like, "I'm good, yo." Monday morning, should you go out to the beach? Said that sunscreen. Yeah, I am. That shit was crazy. That's sun for real.
I was in DR and did that shit, and I was burned completely. I'd never gotten sunburned before. Let me say that should be a form of torture. That is the worst pain ever in the universe for me. Is
Wait,
being
you never
sunburned.
got sunburned?
No, that was my first time.
Us light-skinned folks, we can get sunburned.
Nah, well, let me be clear. First off, I don't go out in the sun either, though. So let me. I try to.
Night?
Yeah, I do.
Blackness.
I
don't want to get dark. Sun's up? Nah, I'm good.
Nah, my only thing with the sun is I don't like being hot. Like I get really aggravated, so I don't go out. Like on the summertime when it's mad nice, I'll be in the crib with the shades drawn. Like I don't want no sun. Nah, I'm cool. Yeah, I am. All right. There's a lot to get into today. Let's catch everybody up, especially our new viewership. So when we last left off. What, man?
Last week on
I was on BuzzFeed. I'm working on my
last week on Grassroots Podcast.
Yeah.
Where does the cast leave off?
Yeah, I feel like in that. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I feel like in this previously on Grassroots. All right, so catching everybody up. R. Kelly was recently on a segment with Gayle from CBS, who's amazing, by the way, legend. Shout out to her. Had a really, really in-depth and I'll say vulnerable conversation with Robert Kelly. So let's start there. What did you guys think of that? First, let me pose the question: was this a good or a bad move for Robert?
That was a bad move.
Why?
Because it seemed like he was putting on a performance more than actually being sincere. Because the whole entire time he's talking to the camera like this, like
30 years.
Think about
like that's what he's doing, looking at the camera. And of course, Gayle sitting here like
unbothered.
He's like, is that the camera?
Yeah.
She's like, yes, Robert, yes, that's the camera. Like, what else would it be?
That's
like,
when you get caught. You know, I haven't. because I don't. But when you get caught cheating, and your girl, let's go through your phone.
Yeah.
You got to sit there and defend it like, it wasn't me.
Yeah.
I swear to God, it wasn't me. And she's just sitting there like,
It's just a friend.
I already
It's just a friend.
I have the receipts already, and he's just like, yo, I don't know what you're talking about.
But it was funny, Gayle's response, because Gayle's like, Robert, like, stop.
Because she knows.
Like,
she knows.
Yo, anytime somebody talk to you like that, like, they're not buying the bullshit. She's like, Robert, all right, I'll let you have your moment. Let me know when you still going? No? Okay.
It's like a photo meme.
Yeah.
It's like this, and
she's just like I ain't paying you no mind.
Sisters and Latinas can get away with that because they sit there.
Yeah.
Rob. Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'll let you finish.
Yo, you can really see how much of a narcissist he is. Though.
Yo.
Yeah, the nigga said, I need help. I need help. She said, Robert, what do you need help with? He was like, I need help. Nigga started thanking him. Nigga said, I need somebody to help me not have such a big heart.
When he said that, I died.
That's a bone. That's a bone.
He said they keep hurting me. And I'm like, what is happening right now?
Also, another thing, did anyone find it weird how when he was describing what people were saying about him, he put in very big detail. He was like, people are saying that I'm a kidnap, that I'm gonna put them up, tie them in the room, and I'm gonna put rope around them, and then I'm going to squeeze their toes, and then I'm gonna put gasoline on them and light them on fire, and at the same time piss on them, and then after that, but I wouldn't do that. I'm like, bro, that is super detailed description that you have
It's
there.
hilarious because it sounded like this is exactly everything he did.
Yeah, where he did.
This is everything he did.
He's 100% hiding in plain sight.
What did he say? I don't even know how to tie.
Yeah, he said hog tie.
Hog tie?
Oh, I'm a hog tie.
He's like,
Nigga, I can't even spell hog. Hog tie.
Nigga said I got a cold. I don't even really know.
I don't even know. But wait, what was the other shit prior to cult though that he said that he had? It started with an M. What was? I can't remember. It was something he said. I'm like, how the fuck you know what that is, but you don't know what a cult is? A harem. There it is. I'm like, wait, what is he talking about?
He's a sexual predator.
Yeah.
Harem.
Well, then, for me, there's a few inconsistencies there for me that were very, very obvious. E's point number one is that was acting to its finest for me. Number two, did y'all notice the line of questioning that Gayle kept asking him and he kept slipping up? She said to him, he started by saying, yo, this is not about my music. My life is on the line, right? Yeah. He then says, in the midst of that, when he goes on that rant of, yo, this is 30 years, he then says, y'all trying to kill me. And then he says, I gave y'all 30 years of my career, 30 years of my music. So then I'm like, all right, well, in one breath, you sitting up here saying, this is about your kids and your family and you can't see them. And then in that same breath, you then say, well, no, it's you're trying to take my music from me.
Well, it's back to Wilson's point that he's a narcissist, no?
Yeah.
He's a narcissist, man. But one of the telling signs for me is when they were doing his makeup, he looked up, is that camera still rolling?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, yo, fam, why are you looking in the camera? Like, if you're angry, everybody's been angry and been ready to fight. When somebody does this to you, touches you, calm down. The first thing you do is like, yo, my man, don't do that. Yeah. Don't touch me. Because you're that angry, you want to fight. So somebody's trying to put makeup on you, you're sitting there like, yo, camera still, get the spot. Is the camera still on? No, come on, man. You're lying.
Crazy. On top of that, too, do you guys feel like at this point, the reason why R. Kelly still utilized the fact that he can't read is to make an excuse for all this stuff, where he could say, "Oh, I didn't see that." How can you be a multi-millionaire hit songwriter and not pay someone to teach you how to read?
Like I said, he went to the bank for the first time ever in life. Like, fam.
I'm a hog.
Huh? Like, what are we talking about? You went to the bank for the first time by yourself. Ever.
Flex.
That's what I'm saying. That's a wild flex.
Was it Chase?
He said it was Bank of America he went to.
Oh.
That's probably one of his accounts.
He lives in Trump Tower.
Yeah.
So.
It's fancy.
About banks? You don't know?
About Bank of America.
I was about to say, well, you don't know anything about banks? I don't understand. Why are you here right now?
That's one of his accounts.
Yeah.
But you don't got no money. What is the fan posted $100,000, which why would you do that? And then only for him to go right back in for 160.
Well, I mean, there are fans out there that still truly believe that he is innocent. Like, and if you're keeping it a buck, this is still all alleged too.
Yeah,
it's not.
So
and that is
right now,
technically.
fucking.
Technically speaking, he has not been charged. Nothing.
No, technically speaking.
Well, no, he has been charged. He's been indicted.
Camera doing that shit.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying, not the new one.
The old one.
Well, I'm not talking about that one because technically he beat that. I'm talking about present day right now. He still has not.
He beat the photos.
Yeah.
There's new evidence.
Yeah, there's new evidence.
They also are saying that there were potential tweets that will show that he has been doing this stuff and crossing women over borders, which is a whole other issue. Like crossing state lines, like bringing women across state lines. Which
that's trafficking. That's trafficking.
Yeah. So it was. Where was
so
this?
underage women he's been...
I'm assuming so.
Robert Avenatti, lawyer that is suing Robert on behalf of clients, tweets, there is more evidence that R. Kelly was moving underage girls across state lines that they will turn over.
Oh, wow.
So if it's across state lines, that is hefty.
You got a little bit of problem there.
Feds, boy.
Well, now that makes sense why they talking in 75 years and why he's scared to death.
Yeah, he's going to be in there singing about Salisbury Steak Thursdays.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Well, my other thing I thought was interesting was then the interview with the girls.
Oh yeah, the two girls.
The two girls, right?
Yeah, that one girl. I forgot Ziki. I forgot what fucking.
The one that used to be dressed like a boy.
I'm not sure, but she crushed Gayle.
No, she was in the documentary.
She crushed Gayle with that. You expect me to talk about my sex life? Like,
that's real.
Yeah.
Gayle was like, well, these are circumstances. No, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like,
well, this is
it's okay. It's you can't.
Yeah. Me and I'm thinking the same thing.
why are you guys having threesomes?
Nah, I'm like,
At this point, it's kind of okay. It's one thing if the conversation had nothing to do with the fact that he's having sex with underage girls. But
they're not underage, though.
But the point is, are you still intimate with him? Or are you intimate together? Like, what is this intimacy level?
No, they said that.
They said
we both have a relationship with him, but then Gayle was
but this is the thing. But this is the thing that people do. People
I thought that was a gangster question.
People like to throw code words in journalism, and as a journalist, it's your responsibility to be like, okay, what do you mean by relationship?
Yeah.
Is this a joint relationship? Is this a joint sexual? Is this a single knot? Like, what is this? It's basically her responsibility to point it out, because at the end of the day, they came on to get interviewed. They could have declined it. When you come on, you're making yourself a public figure, so you are susceptible to all questions. Any questions? All you had to say is, "I'm not answering that question."
Yeah,
that's
basically.
She did though.
But she had attitude the entire time.
Well, look, I have a theory about all of this, though. Keeping it a buck, I have a theory. Number one, I feel like that whole shit is scripted. Did anyone else notice that? What's the girl's name on the that had the black on?
Let's get their names right.
Yeah,
Chris,
what's their name?
Azriel Clary.
Azriel. All right, so Azriel's the one.
Azriel was the one that was on the left.
All right, so I'll start with Azriel, right?
She's the one that was mad.
Azriel, if you notice, a lot of her responses were piggybacked off of the other young lady. The other young lady seemed very, very comfortable with addressing the situation. She seemed very comfortable and almost programmed to lash out, to cry on certain moments. It seemed very programmed for her to give logical responses to things that would seem obscure as far as from a questioning perspective. So the threesome question, under normal circumstances, that's a weird question, but given the situation and the context of it, it's normal, right? For her to be like, oh, well, no, you want me to talk about my sex life? No, I'm not doing that. That's a mature response and would be logical, just not in this situation. For me, I felt like the other girl, I wanted to hear more from Azriel, the girl that was on the left that had the red on, just because her answers weren't really as crisp as the other girl. The other girl seemed polished. The other girl seemed like she had been through this and been coached and been almost like she had been prepared for interrogation. She was on point. She really was. The other girl, not so much. And you could see her being bothered. And I could really paint a theory that the other girl may be in more control of that threesome than she is. Because she looked very, very bothered, like the other girl was the focal point. She was the one that was guiding the conversations and taking on the brunt of it. And she was just sitting there like, oh, well, yeah, we're happy.
Well, Chris brought this up. I actually forgot about this, but the girl that you're addressing, who's the one that was calm and answered all the questions, in the documentary, she was also one that people allegedly claimed that he was orchestrating her interviews.
Correct.
Skype there. Mm-hmm. So she already was prepared and has been through it. I don't know if Azriel has really been through this process. And if she hasn't, he might not even had enough time to potentially, allegedly...
It's happened quick.
Get her, prepared for it.
Yeah.
So it could be why you see a difference in those two.
Yes.
But it's... I don't know. Like, I just think that the timing with him and what he's doing, the timing with those two interviews, it just seemed like it's very orchestrated for a specific purpose. Mm-hmm. But honestly, I think this is the first time that we've ever seen R. Kelly frazzled about any of this stuff.
Well, those were supposed to be the two girls that were kidnapped, right?
Allegedly
held captive.
Allegedly held captive.
Or brainwashed. Allegedly brainwashed is what they said.
Well, that's what I said. I mean, if those are the two main focal points, I would put them on camera too.
Yeah, that's smart.
Especially if I know that I have control over them and I know that their stories and theories will line up with mine. Yeah, I'd talk to them. I don't care.
That's a powerful.
They said the exact same thing that he said in the interview. She said, "Yo, you're dating these two young girls." And he was even a little apprehensive to say that he was dating, if you remember. Watching it, she said, "So tell me about the relationship with them." She said, "Are you with them?" And he said, "Yes. They're my girl. Yeah, we have he was having a hard time saying it. I think only because he was worried about it, further damaging his case. So he was like, well, yeah, you know what? We are together.
Well, it's because she's trying to make everything look bad. Don't get me wrong. He's a pedophile.
Yeah.
But she's trying to make everything look bad. Like, even in the beginning when she introduced the two girls, she goes, oh, such and such is 21, such and such is 22. And R. Kelly, 52.
Yeah.
Like, yo, he's 52, but, yo, they're 21 and 22. Like,
what's the difference between him and
but stop trying to move the goalposts here.
Yeah, what's the difference between him and you?
It's a difference, though, if they just started dating him. They were allegedly seeing him when they were underage. No, but that's the point. Establishing their age is showing how long that they have been associated with him since him being underage. And even still, is part of this sensationalized? Yeah, it's media. It's going to happen. But there has to be some established questions and established information that shows, okay, they're 22. When did they start messing with him? Mm-hmm. What, 15, 16?
I don't think that she did that during that interview, though.
Well,
I don't think that she established the fact that they were fucking with him.
Well, yes, she does, because in the interview, if you look at it, because I saw the clips and then I saw the actual CBS interview. When you look at it, first off, I will say I didn't like the CBS version of it. I feel like they cut out a lot of parts. Again, context is missing in it as far as little pieces. Like, you see those little clips of the interview, but then the CBS version, it's a lot of Gayle talking over it, a lot of Gayle narrating it, and then there's a lot of just little clips of, him going to court or music videos or whatever may have you. I don't know that it really aligned the way it should. The one clip that we saw originally before it actually aired, where they put all of the segments together and then made it one piece, it made sense. The CBS shit was a little weird for me. I didn't like that. And to E's point, it got very, very sensational once it actually aired that night on at 8 o'clock or whatever. It was a little weird. Huh?
Fuck it, bring Elvis too.
Well, yeah, but let's
bring Elvis.
Well, that was my thing. Somebody said that, I can't remember where I think it was on that BuzzFeed shit, but somebody said to me the same thing. I said the same thing E said. I said the reason why the age is important and the reason why Gayle highlighted it is simply because you got to show a timeline. Time has passed. These young girls have been with him against their will, allegedly, for 6 years now? Something crazy?
Oh, that's him calling you.
So, why is my nephew calling me? And why is my FaceTime running? What's happening?
That was a commercial break.
Yeah, that was a commercial break. So yeah, there's a lot that's happening with this whole situation, and I just feel like four walls are starting to close in. He's starting to feel the pressure. He's starting to, and that's why you see him screaming. That's why you see him frustrated. It's not about. I truly don't think it's about the whole. He's feeling targeted. I feel like he feels like, yo, y'all. Y'all about to get me. I'm nervous.
DMX, the heat is on.
Yeah, so more to come with that, but that's gonna get real thick. And so when is he due for court again?
13th.
The 13th. All right. So we got a few days. We'll keep you guys posted.
From one R&B Legend?
Who?
Turned pedophile?
Yeah.
To the king of pop?
To another one. Now this one, for the fans and viewership, again, we joked about the R. Kelly shit. Y'all know how we feel about Robert. Y'all know where we stand. This next topic is a little bit more heavy than the normal. Leaving Neverland documentary that debuted on HBO Showtime, and I don't know how to feel about it. I initially went into this like no. Which I know that's not the right way to go into it, but just given all of the information that came out prior to this documentary, and then knowing a little bit of the background on both of the gentlemen that were on the doc, I was kind of like, Wade, get you out of here. You had multiple times to say something and you didn't. Now all of a sudden you feel obliged to. But then I was like, all right, maybe he could have got some therapy. Maybe he's feeling better and stronger, whatever. The other guy, though, for me sold it.
Yeah.
Safe Truck sold it for me.
Really?
Safe Truck. I'm sorry.
What about that sold it?
Okay. Well, first off, just him alone. He's sweating profusely throughout the entire documentary. Watch it again.
Isn't he also on record though saying that it didn't happen?
He is on record. He is. But again, him, the way he was displaying his emotions without even speaking at certain points, it's very telling.
No,
even, huh?
I don't know. For me, man, I need some proof, man. I need some proof because we can all agree that Michael Jackson is fucking weird.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, in all actuality, when you think of every celebrity is weird.
Oh, yeah. Michael Jackson took it to him.
Yeah, but Mike takes the cake.
He does, but my only thing is what I'm saying. Well, I wouldn't say he would take the cake.
Who's weirder than Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
Marilyn Manson.
No.
Prince and
still not weird.
Nope.
Are you bugging?
What about?
Hold on. Do y'all not
Marilyn Manson is weird?
What do you mean? What about Marilyn Manson? He's the same person that took his ribs out to give himself head. What are y'all talking about right now?
That's untrue.
He might be a legend.
That's untrue. I just want to. That's untrue. Not true. That's a farce. That's a farce. That is a farce.
That's what you call integrity, right there. You wanted it bad enough.
Yeah, that's not integrity.
I just need some proof on Mike, though, man.
Well, I'll say that.
Thriller is too fucking good for me to just be like, yo, these two white dudes.
No. Well, hold on. That's my other thing, too. My big issue with the doc, I will say, it looked great. The cinematography was really, really good. It was crisp. The storytelling was good. My only thing is it's a one-sided story. There's very little to no context. Even some of the documentation that they showed, the pictures, the letters that Mike allegedly wrote, a lot of the little footage of him walking with Wade and all of these other young kids, but then they go into rooms and then it like fades out with dramatic music, like something's happening. Like there was a lot in between there that it's missing stuff. But again, take all of that out. That the guy that I'm speaking about, he is the one that sold it. Did you guys see the Oprah Winfrey interview with them too?
Nice.
And the director, that is what sold it for me.
Because I mean,
he was so affected. You can visually see it. He was so affected. He was sweating profusely.
He kept the ring.
She kept, huh?
He kept the ring
But
from his wedding from Michael. If somebody is trying to, if somebody's molesting you and abusing you, which is serious, and then no kid should go through that. Why would I keep the ring? I hate you. I want to fight you at every chance I get.
But that's the thing. That's what goes into the manipulation, the control. This is why the R. Kelly shit and the Jackson shit for me are very similar in the sense of taking advantage of people that don't have the wherewithal to kind of navigate through the bullshit.
Yeah, but with these dudes though, it seems like they're kind of like infatuated with him. Like,
oh, they are.
Like it seems like today the niggas go to a dinner party and flex. Be like, I'm
you
ever get your dick sucked by the king of pop.
But we also have to understand that psychologically, the abuse can have that correlation, close line between admiration and that. For me, when I watched it, anything that deals with subjects that I personally don't have experience or dealt with, I'm going to always have someone who is. Like, I have a family member. I'll say it. My mom was sexually abused as a child. And so I watched it with her, and I really was gauging her thoughts on it and, like, how does she feel and stuff like that. You know, there are definitely parts where she said, she's like, it does sound believable, but she also said there were certain parts that just, it didn't quite make sense. But I don't think that everything in that doc, quote unquote, didn't make sense because of context. I think because when people go through something like abuse, everyone responds differently. Like my mom told me, she was like, I would never, for my abuser, I would never keep anything of theirs or be around them or anything. She's like, I hated him.
Which was alarming for me.
For most of my life, and until I found peace within myself. But still, she's like, I would never be around him or never have my kids around. So, but she, in the same breath, she did say, though, that it did seem that there was this weird psychological admiration where they thought that the abuse was love. This weird love and appreciation. And how Michael handled it, it seemed like it was different. Because, like, you know, when my mom went through it, she said that, like, the person said that they would kill her mom if she told anyone and stuff like that. But based off of what Michael was saying, it was more so love-driven than, like, oh, I'll kill your entire family if you disclose this information. So that's probably where they didn't take that alarming... It's weird, like, the psychological aspect to it, where they didn't take it as an alarming and looked at it as more of, like, oh, love, appreciation, admiration. But like I said, when it comes to psychological things like abuse, like, it's more complex than just like black and white sometimes. And the
other thing too, to his point, is him holding over the fact that he was saying to the to Safe Chuck and the Wade guy is that, yo, if you say anything, both of us will go to jail forever. Like, everything is over with.
These dudes were trying to sue Michael years prior to this. Wade got caught lying under oath so brazenly that the judge threw out his case. He changed his story 4 times already.
Well, that was my thing with Wade. That's why I said I wasn't really... Wade, for me, again, it's weird. There's pieces in his story that don't align.
Safe Chuck's parents got a house.
Yeah, but Safe Chuck, I'm telling you, if into the fans, if nothing else, go on YouTube and watch the Oprah Winfrey segment with those two gentlemen. You'll see a different side from the Safe Chuck guy. At the end of the segment, Oprah asked both of them. She said to him, "Hey, you know, if Mike was alive, do you think that you would have you know, the guts to do this?" Wade says, and Wade's, again, his responses for me were very, very almost programmed. Like, he said, yeah, I love Mike. I forgive him, and I forgive myself. What? And if he was alive, I would feel, you know, I'd be able to do it. Meanwhile, the other Safe Chuck is cringing. Like, if you look, once they pan to him, he's cringing. He's sweating profusely, like he's moving. So she says, what about you? You seem very uncomfortable. Like, how... What? Tell me, are you okay? He said he couldn't speak, and Oprah, just being sharp, she asked him a question that he couldn't answer. I don't remember what the question was, but she saw that he was stuck just because of I think it finally hit him like, yo, this shit happened to me. So even once she starts speaking to him, and she asks him the other question of, well, how do you feel? Do you think that this is do you think you are where you want to be, or will this forever be like a learning experience? And he said, oh no, I'm forever changed.
Listen,
he said, I don't know how to gauge this. You know, I have a kid, I have a wife. I don't know what this means for me, like my sexuality. But the biggest thing for me, she said, why do you seem so timid? And he said, I know this is going to seem crazy, and I know this is going to sound crazy. He said, but even filming this documentary, even being on stage with you right now, he said, I still feel like I'm betraying Michael in some way. And she said, wait, what? And you can hear the audience reaction. Everyone was kind of lost. I was lost. I said, huh? Wait, what? What are you talking about? And he said, for a very long time, I'd been dealing with these things. And even still, I you know, in my head, me and Mike were in a relationship. I feel like I'm betraying him right now, even in death. And everyone was just quiet. Like, you know what type of mental control you got to have over someone? A grown-ass man like that who's still, like, I just saw a defeated, impacted guy. and this could be a mirage. It could be, and if it is, I give him a fucking Golden Globe and an Oscar. But I believe him. I believe him.
Nas, what's your perspective? Because you seem very adamant about this.
Because it's a like we are, and I know, and I'm not saying Brandon's not, and I'm not saying you're not. It's serious, right? So when these allegations come of pedophilia, like I can't stand pedophiles.
Yeah,
I really
Me
don't
neither.
Like, I really don't like them.
None of us.
Yeah,
So when I hear these allegations, I hear people like, oh well, yeah, he bought us a house, but it was a loan. He put a little small interest rate on it, and then he forgave the debt. Oh wait, so you sold your son for a house? Then Wade, this is the same dude that got fellatio from Britney Spears when he was choreographing her tour. Then told Justin Timberlake about it when he was in love with Britney Spears, and Justin wrote "Cry Me a River." That's about Wade. You wasn't touched until you got fired from Las Vegas and being the head choreographer for Mike. Then all of a sudden, oh yeah, well it was repressed. It was all these times when your mother.
Well, no, hold on. I gotta stop you there. Wade said that these were not repressed.
So
memories. He said.
Man,
I'm just
grown. You're 21.
Hold on. I wanted to clear that up for the viewership, and he openly did say that these were not repressed memories. These were not nothing repressed. So, he said this entire time. He openly said, "I have been lying."
He changed his story 4 times already
because he said he's lying. He openly said he's lying.
You can't get it right. If somebody tried to touch me at 7 and tried to give me fellatio, some grown man, I will remember exactly what happened.
Oh. Yeah, but hold on. But there's a psychological thing with that as well.
You change it 4 times, Brandon.
It does. You got to understand something. I know people that are affected by that as well. A lot of times, people do train themselves to block out shit. They train themselves to forget things.
Blocking out stuff and changing
that
your
causes
story
blotches. That causes blotches in your story, especially when you're trying. Especially when you're trying to block it out and not remember it, just because you're so affected by it. That is a real thing. It's a real thing.
Experiences can cause you to basically repress those events back in your mind, and sometimes people remember later on. But okay, so here's my thing. I have 2 points, right? Because listen, if Michael did it. That's fucking horrible. This is horrible. I don't know if he did or did not. We're going to find out more information, obviously. But if he did, it's super horrible. But there's 2 things that I thought about when I was watching this doc. One, there's some shitty-ass parents.
Yeah.
What makes you think it's normal to leave your kid in a bed and sleep over it with a grown-ass man in his room? And for you to say, oh, wow, our hotel room is moving farther away. Oh, that's weird. Oh, I don't think anything of it. Oh, yeah, I'll let my kids sleep over in your room. Oh, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy. And it just shows you that there are people that are willing to sell their souls and sell their children for a little bit of fame and a little bit of anything. And it seemed like all of a sudden when they stopped receiving attention, when they stopped receiving money, the parents were like, oh, this doesn't look right. And one of them even said that denied everything until literally like towards the end. Mm-hmm. But for you to sit here and let's just say that he did do this stuff, right? Mm-hmm. What kind of parent are you, and how could you sit there knowing that you enabled this? You were part of the enabled group. Yeah. And you thought it was okay to leave your children around a man and sleeping in his bed and allowing him to go off with your child alone in room, close the doors. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
So I just want to say that. Both those parents, you're going to be dealing with guilt the rest of your life. And that's horrible. Secondly, the second thing that I noticed too, you know how there's conversations around how Michael Jackson did not like his blackness? Mm-hmm. Did you guys notice that a lot of the children he messed with were white children or black children, that they weren't really black children at all?
Yeah. I thought
wasn't Jordy black?
Jordy was black, but again, that's not.
It's like for the most part, it seemed that the kids that came up they were more predominantly light skin tone. They were lighter.
They have certain characteristics.
It's probably easier to trick white parents. Niggas would be like, nah, you're not sleeping with my kid.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. Michael affected everyone, though. Huh? Michael affected everyone.
I don't know why. I can't attest to why he preferred, allegedly,
It was just an observation. It wasn't like I'm saying he preferred, but it's just an observation that I've noticed.
Yeah, I caught that too. That was the first thing I looked at. I said, yo, all of the alleged kids that they showed, at least in the doc, and I don't know what else is floating out there, but at least in the doc, they only showed one kid that was of color, and I don't even, he could be mixed. He didn't look.
One kid had cancer. So.
Yeah, the other kid had cancer, which that's a whole nother wormhole. If you fucking a little kid that got cancer, like.
But that kid was allegedly that kid was coached too
by
his mom, and he tried to sue multiple celebrities before Mike.
I know that, but I'm just saying that's a different level of sick.
We're saying if it's true.
If it's true, I'm not saying, but allegedly, if that is true, that's a different level of sick, fam.
Why can't these two dudes just take a lie detector test?
Because
it's not submissible in court.
Yeah, you could.
But we're not in court.
Yeah, but you could trick a lie detector test.
Yeah, lie detector test, like, it doesn't necessarily mean that you
telling the truth.
Telling the truth or not telling the truth. It's just saying, like, hey, when I asked this question, there was a response. But just saying that there was a response doesn't
You're going to tell him.
What's the accuracy level?
It's not admissible in court.
It's over, what is it? It's like 99% or something like that?
It's not admissible in court.
We're not in court.
But here's the other thing.
We're not in court.
Here's the other reason why, if I'm a lawyer or a judge, I wouldn't even, let's say if it was submissible in court, the reason why I wouldn't
Hold on. We're not talking about court. We're talking about two dudes possibly defamating the character of a dead man.
I get what you're saying, but listen to what I'm saying.
I'm just saying a lie detector test should be...
How can a lie detector test work if their experiences are repressed? Listen to what I'm saying. Polygraphs go off of subconscious feelings, subconscious emotions. If these emotions are suppressed, where the polygraph can't tap into these emotions, then it could be beaten.
Hold on. They have memories of what happened.
No. What he's saying...
He said he made me spread my butt cheeks as he did his thing.
I hear you, but again, even when he says that, he still looks like he enjoyed it. He said he had a certain smirk when he said it. It matters.
Okay, so that aside, right? That aside. So from people that this is not even family, right? There have been people that I spoke to who have been assaulted sexually in some shape or form, and some of them have said that they experience out of body experience as if they're not even there, and it's like they're watching it happen, but it's not. It doesn't feel like it's happening to them. So, like I said, when it comes to situations like this, it's not always black and white. So you can't really use a polygraph because some people, there are trigger words. It doesn't even have to be about sex. It could be, you could say, I don't know, blue. And that could be the trigger word that gets emotional feelings, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're telling a lie. It could just be a trigger word for them.
Yeah.
It's just like for something like this where there is a mental and emotional alleged abuse. If not, but I'm just saying, if there is, it's not easy to be able to gauge something that responds based to your was it like your quick emotional response, or your sweating, or your heartbeat racing. So it's just like it's tricky.
It's tricky.
These polygraph tests are pretty accurate, and they're ran by professionals. They can tell the difference between you just getting a little excited.
It's not that.
I think you're missing the point of technology versus nature. Like if I have repressed emotions, if I can't even tap into that emotion, there's a reason why when they are administering polygraph tests, they ask you certain questions to stimulate the brain to see whether you're lying or not. Hey, what year is it? Hey, what's your birthday? Hey, are you a man? Hey, they're asking that to see how it regulates and how the machine reacts to it. So again, if he asks specific questions and say, hey, did Mike do anything against your will? And he says no, he could very well believe that it wasn't against his will because he's brainwashed.
Yeah, but what if he says, did Mike touch you as a kid? He should still have those memories. He said, oh my God, my hand is still shaking just touching this. So he's clearly in touch with his emotions, with what happened. He has memories of it. A polygraph test could give us more insight. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I don't think they're going to ask them specifically, did he touch you? Because that could be very general. That could be, they have to say where. Yeah. Because it could be a shake a hand, touching the shoulder. Because like if someone asked me now, oh, if there's a guy here named Bob, has Bob ever touched you? I have to say yes, because he could have shaken my hand, he could have touched me on the shoulders. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's accurate.
I mean, I'm sure the questions would be more graphic, but all right.
No, but they do. But
okay.
that's no. But the point is like the polygraph is not always as black and white, and that technology is not always going to be the best answer to something. You need concrete evidence.
Yeah.
Did you have photos, videos, or anything? And it's concrete evidence on both sides. It's not just on one side. It's if he did it, do you have evidence he did? If he didn't, is there evidence proving that he did it? Because a polygraph is not the best form of evidence. It's not. It's
but the feds did 10 years of investigation and found nothing.
Yeah.
Found nothing. Now, Mike's judgment could be way off. Again, he was performing since he was 7. Overworked since 7. So his judgment, his psychology has to be off. You have to admit that Joe and Catherine are horrible parents.
Yeah.
Because his judgment is off. He's not making the right choices. Because are you a grown man sleeping in the bed with a 12-year-old dog?
Well, even with all of that, because and it's gonna sound crazy, I could see how the parents would allow it just because of how. Like, I watched a bunch of Michael Jackson documentaries after that. I watched a bunch of interviews with him. I watched a bunch of candid videos of him, that whatever was available on YouTube, right? I could see how his innocence could be masked with his sickness. Like, you have a grown man that sounds like a little girl, no disrespect. He sounds, he's very warm. He's very nice. He would often spend nights at these kids' homes and talk to the parents and be like, look, this is the only home setting that I have. My family, they don't really mess with me like that. Like, I don't feel comfortable. Can I stay here? Hey, could we go to the park? Like, I could see how he could start to use his kindness and his public.
And he's comfortable being at Studio 54. It's like a comfortable spot for me.
And that's what I'm saying. I could honestly see how people could fall for it. I do. The Robert shit again is different because again there was already something that came out with that tape, and that shit was floating around. You still letting your kid be around them. But when you have it where it's again Michael Jackson, and mind you, I know that people may not want to hear it, but you have a megastar walking in your home every day. That means something to people. It matters. You tend to put things aside. You tend to look at things differently when you have a billionaire in your home saying, "Hey, I just want to be a part of your family."
My daughter's not going nowhere with you. I'm snuffing you.
I hear you.
Yeah, but these are people. Not everyone's raised that way.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't raised to idolize celebrities. The only person at the end of the day that you should be praising and looking up to is God.
Yeah.
My parents told me, do not put a celebrity on a pedestal because this is what happens.
Yeah.
So, but not everyone was raised that way. There were some people that are okay with their kids having crazy fanatic feelings for all these celebrities. I mean, with R. Kelly being bailed out. Now, I don't know who, because it wasn't an anonymous who bailed him out.
No, it's a woman.
She's a
teacher. Right?
One of them, the first one was a teacher.
And is she a fan?
She's a fan. The second one is anonymous, and they won't disclose who it is.
Oh, see, he got bailed out again?
Yeah.
So look, you got someone who is reportedly a fan bailing out R. Kelly and was willing to spend that much money on a celebrity, but we still got water issues over in Flint.
Well,
It's just people's priorities when it comes to celebrities is so off. And that's why you see some of these celebrities getting away with a lot of shit. Now, I'm not going to sit here, because I know we got to wrap up. I'm not going to sit here and say, did he do it or didn't he do it? I think this was a impactful documentary. And yes, it did cause me to think about certain things. But at the end of the day, we need more facts. We need more information.
Definitely.
We need more context. And that documentary does need
it needs
more context.
Yeah, it doesn't do it.
And I'm not going to sit here and say that they're lying. And I'm not going to sit here and saying that everything was true.
Yeah.
There needs to be more information and maybe some will come out, maybe they won't. We don't know.
Hold on, I just want to hit something real quick because we're pressed with time. Just real quick, your thoughts on Oprah doing these segments. A lot of people are they're pretty pissed off considering she just did this documentary. She's been well documented as being a close friend of Michael Jackson as well as the Jackson family. She's also well documented in being close friends with Harvey Weinstein. Yet she hasn't come out to say anything as far as Harvey Weinstein is concerned. What are your thoughts around that? And then also, what do you think as far as, I know you guys didn't see it, but I know E saw it, so I guess this question would be for you. What do you think as far as how she conducted the segment with the two gentlemen, do you think that it was unbiased, or do you think it was still too, add a level of clarity as far as how impacted someone could be? Because that's what she was saying her goal was for this.
Okay, I guess I'll start with the interview. So, if anyone watches Oprah, they would know that the way that she asks questions, it should be driven off of emotionals and feelings, right?
Yeah.
A lot of times when she's asking questions, she finds a way to have people open up and engage in a way that they usually won't do anywhere else. So, do I feel like certain questions were made to invoke a certain emotion? Yes, but for those who don't know, that is what you're kind of supposed to do. You're supposed to ask a tough question. You're supposed to evoke emotions and stuff out as someone who is hosting and interviewing, because that's what's going to happen. The same way that you see people when they interview Trump, they know they're going to ask questions that they know he's going to get upset about.
Mm-hmm.
That's just part of the business, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not sitting here saying if it's right or if it's wrong, but that's just part of the business. That's the responsibility. It's not only ask accurate questions, but also ask for detailed information. Sometimes you got to ask questions more than once because that person is not answering the way that you think is enough contextually.
Yeah.
But everyone's different, right? But when it came to the Harvey Weinstein and then this situation, I can understand why. Like, she's in a photo with a man who has been in the news for a very long time, doing horrible things to women. Then you also have Michael Jackson, and she's putting a lot of energy into the Michael Jackson one, but not putting a lot of energy into the Harvey Weinstein one.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, and I'm going to say this, and I know people are going to maybe hate that I say this, every celeb pretty much has skeletons in their closet,
100%.
and no one's going to want their skeletons to be revealed.
Yeah.
And to say, and I'm not saying Oprah she can have skeletons. I don't know her personally, but when you get to a certain point, you're going to have some skeletons. You're going to have some things out there, right? Everyone has their own secrets, and it's not just celebrities, it's just people in general. We all have secrets.
Yeah.
Some of us have skeletons. Some of us have baggage.
Blood on our hands.
You know, and others have blood on their hands, right? But, you know, I for me, like, I guess the reason why I'm not mad in the sense that she did it, because I think that I've seen enough that goes on behind the scenes that I know that this, at the end of the day, it's a big chess game.
Yeah.
Everyone makes moves for the benefit of themselves
100%.
and not for the benefit of society or everyone else. So I get why she's doing it. Now, for all the bad men out there, I want them to get what they deserve.
Yeah.
And the bad women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to say.
Yeah.
Not to say. And there's bad, listen, there's even bad children.
Yeah,
There's even bad children. There's bad people.
Well, I will say this. I think that people forget that Oprah is a journalist. Like, I don't think that people really sit there and think about the fact that Oprah started as a journalist. She is one of the top journalists that people still mock and emulate till this day. You don't think that if she had access the way that she has access, that she would not want to make this a journalistic piece to then hopefully impact people?
It's also catch-22, right? Because if she did it, people are upset. If the information came out and it was true and she didn't do it, they would get upset for that too.
Yeah.
Damn if you do, damn.
So either way, she was going to be.
Yeah.
There's
you
really
can't
nothing
win
in
it. You can't
and
win it.
I know that everyone has their personal feelings about Oprah and everything like that, and I understand why they have that. But
not that
when you're someone like Oprah that has interviewed everyone and been with everyone and been in photos with almost everyone, like, to a certain extent, like,
how can you hold her to that?
how can you? It's at a certain point where when you're such a high celeb like that, you're only around certain people all the time.
Yeah.
So you're telling her too that, like, she has to.
It's the same. I agree with you. It's the same thing with Trump. You know how many people are pictured and photoed with Trump? There's a million. That's what I'm saying. There's a million people. The entertainment business is way too small. And to Erin's point, once you get to of a certain stature, you start to frequent and flock with these same people because, again, you gotta shake hands to make movies. It's a class thing. It really is. And you look at things in the sense of, okay, this person is a megastar, whatever may have you. At some point, I may need to go shake hands. I may need them for something. You got to be in the mix, and that's what it is. Unfortunately, again, you just
that's just how it is.
Yeah, it's just what it is.
It's a game. It's a chess game.
Yeah,
that's what it is, and that's why you're going to see certain times people speak up on things, certain times they don't. And you're gonna, and honestly, if you look at every celeb that way, you're gonna get upset.
Yeah, 100%.
You're gonna get upset every single time because that's just how it is in this industry.
Not to cut you off, but you brought something up about Flint in the water.
Yeah.
Well, hold on, don't go down no wormholes.
Yeah, I know. Just walk with me real quick.
Okay, all right. I
want to bring a
hey, hold on, real quick, fans. Anytime someone does this to you, when they're about to, when they go like this, like remember what we said before about the security guard when he reached like this, and you know it's about to be some shit. Anytime someone is talking and they go like this, you know they're about to say something deep.
No. I just want listen, man. I just want to shout out a hero of mine.
Okay.
You know, Jaden Smith is. He's fixing the water in Flint.
Definitely.
He's a hero of mine.
Definitely.
Not unlike. Certain person I saw last night.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Certain movie I saw last night. Oh, you like that, right? You like that one, G? You like that one? You like that one? Yeah. You like that?
Well, speaking of movies,
speaking of heroes,
yeah. Captain Marvel is officially out in theaters. So for the fans out there, spoiler alert. If you do not want anything to be spoiled, you better cut this off right now, but then come back in like 10 seconds so you can finish listening to the end of this.
Speed up.
But
or just drop a comment and sub or like, and then you could be out.
It's cool. So yeah, Captain Marvel is finally out. I'm going to give my thoughts first because I know that you guys have already shared yours. I thought the movie was good.
I didn't share mine.
Oh no, you didn't. I'm sorry. Them two. No. Literally everyone here, but E. So actually, E.
Prior to this guy.
Yeah, prior to this.
It's all right. You could drop it. You could drop the hammer first. Go ahead.
No, I'm fine. I don't want to.
Go ahead.
All right, fine. I liked the movie. I thought it was really, really good for a number of reasons. Let me first start by saying I didn't think that Bree's her acting was crazy. I didn't think it was great. I did think that Marvel did a good job in fixing a few gaps. Like you get to hear a lot about Nick Fury's background. You get to hear a lot about the introductory of S.H.I.E.L.D. You get to hear a lot about the Tesseract, which is very important. The Tesseract starts everything for the chain of events that brings us to Avengers Endgame. And then I also like the fact that they didn't really I feel like this was a filler movie just because of the fact that why not? You've already introduced Captain Marvel at the end of Infinity War.
Hinted at her.
Yeah, you hinted at her. Why not do a movie? Especially if Guardians of the Galaxy is not coming out. Might as well.
I don't necessarily think it was a filler. I think it was important to showcase and have an understanding of her powers because her powers are going to probably have to come into place for the next Avengers.
Well, yeah, I'm saying filler in the sense of if we can sneak one out real quick before.
Okay.
I'm not saying not a filler like, oh, let's just do this to waste time. No, I'm not saying that. Yeah, my bad. Sorry, my bad.
So, no, that's what I felt because, she came out swinging out the gate, they'll be like, what the heck?
Not that.
Who was that bitch and where did she
But the one thing I definitely liked was that there was, now I know people hate this word, feminism, but not everything in feminism is bad. There's just some bad people who handle feminism the wrong way.
Yeah.
Let's make that very clear. But
Star Wars. Sorry, go ahead.
What? Man, you come back from Jamaica and then you can just do shit like that? Like, bro, come on. You're killing me today.
He just said
You're killing me today. No, but I think that there were certain undertones and things that come with the woman experience and feminism that I think that they handled it in a way where it wasn't too
over the
feminism, blah, but it was in a way where I think it got message across. From the fact that they said that, she wasn't able to show her true powers because everyone and every man was saying that she can't do it, that she's too emotional. Man. You can't be too emotional if you want to be powerful. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, it was her emotions that helped her to become powerful. But it was just a matter of honing in and concentrating on those emotions.
Yeah.
Now, I know I hate when people say, you're being emotional, because it's like when you're being firm in your position and what you believe in, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're being emotional. It's like I'm telling you what I feel and what I think, and that's that. You don't have to. But I liked how they handled that because it wasn't in a way where like certain people may be like, this is so pro-woman, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I think that it made sense for that time mark in the 80s and early 90s, and I think that it made sense for like what her character, the purpose behind her character, right? You know, Captain Marvel, obviously his purpose was, you know, pro-America, nationalism, all this great stuff, right? America. But I think that hers was about obviously being a strong woman in being one of the strongest, if not right now, the strongest Marvel character. But the way that they handle it, it wasn't like super, super, super pro-woman. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I think that like it's great to be pro-woman, but I think that there's a time and place for it. And I think that with a movie like this, I think it made sense. But I think I'm happy they didn't go overboard. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I get
Does it make sense?
Because Rogue One went completely overboard. I loved Captain Marvel. It wasn't a great movie. I didn't really like it, but it was dope. She's a dope character. I think they could have picked a different actress. I think Brie was kind of flat.
Well,
but that depends on what the director.
That's what I was about to say. To Gianni's point, we don't know what the direction was that she was given for this movie. Again, they probably wanted her to be the way that she was again because filler movie, and we want to really showcase you on Endgame and then beyond this. So that's what I think. I think it was a great introductory into Marvel.
But I think Brie
Marvel.
When I watched that movie, it's just like it's Brie.
Yeah.
You know, if there was a different actress.
Oh, you're saying you didn't escape into the character?
Yeah, like
I got you.
Like the character, the writing, the movie, and where they were going. They didn't really put like you said. They didn't really push feminism too hard. But it's like it's there. We're women. Hello, I have a vagina. I got it. All right, but Brie, what? You never seen the vagina monologues? I have a vagina, and they talk about how much power it has.
I'm the only guy.
Like I'm like what's like why do you know that? Like
everybody's lost.
Like what's wrong with y'all today?
But continue your point.
Yeah, but no, I'm just saying.
She got a vagina. It's out there. Vaginas are powerful, indeed. Hashtag powerful vaginas.
Yeah, starts wars.
Spoiler.
It starts wars.
Vagina.
Yeah. Spoiler alert: vaginas are powerful. That's really true.
No, but I think it's just,
a lot of trouble.
Yeah, they do.
I just think it's like they could have
Pain
picked
and pleasure.
Yeah, touche.
But
I think they could have just picked a different actress.
Yeah. Oh, so do you think it's the actress that did, or do you think it's again just the way they wrote out the script for it?
Well, yeah,
because it was very clear how this movie went. It was crisp.
No, the script was good.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the writing was good. It's again like what G said. I don't know what the director had her do, what the request was. But it's just Brie. Like I was like,
you're not sold on her.
I mean, I feel like the purpose. I mean, I feel like she played the deer in the headlight. I don't know what's going on very well, which was actually what happened. She literally was a blank slate, didn't know anything, and like for her to be lacking emotion at certain parts and to literally be like act and look like she had no idea what was going on. Yeah. I mean, that's what it was in the script, and that was the storyline when it came to Captain Marvel. She didn't even know what her real name was.
Yeah.
I think what a true test is going to be is how her acting and how she's going to be in
Endgame.
Avengers.
Yeah, that's what I think.
That is where I think is going to be the telltale sign of is it really her just playing herself, or was she doing that because that was the direction?
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, I did get amped though when she came through at the end.
Yeah,
like the
long hair is like I arrived.
Her hair is the golden locks is flowing. Where's Fury?
But there's a few things there for me. When she comes there,
how did she get there so quiet
Well,
though?
I have I don't know. But number one,
bitch, what superpower she got?
Well,
no, I'm saying, but do you know how long she's been able to kind of like build on her?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You got to think about.
Hold on. So she's just vamoosing right in the air.
You have to. You got to think about the time. You got to think about the time gap, though. You got to think about the time gap. The time gap of 95 or 96 or some shit like that.
No, she bounced at 91.
No. It was
95. Yeah,
it's 95.
But what happened was the plane going down. That whole thing happened in 1989.
Yeah, but not that. I'm talking about when she's got her power. 95, right? Let's say 95. If we're wrong, you know what the fuck we're trying to say.
It's around there.
Yeah, around there, right? But from there to the 2000s, to E's point, something's got to be different. If you notice, her suit is different. Even her demeanor is different.
Who's doing her hair in space? Because that shit was golden and she had highlights.
You'll turn this into some nasty shit. Like he was like,
she can change the color of her friggin' suit. You think that she can't do something where it's like, let me press this.
Which I thought was super fire, by the way.
Banging.
That little arm joint?
Yeah, that was fire.
How'd that little girl know how to work that shit so quick?
I don't know, but that was fire.
Like most children, you just press random stuff.
Yeah, that's what she was doing.
Like this. She was like, oh, let's see.
She bodied that.
Ooh, let's see.
What was the last part I was gonna say? Okay, so for the fans too, because I missed the second one. There are 2 deleted scenes for this movie.
Yeah, the second one.
So again, they're
spoiler alert. Vagina's about.
Make sure you stay for the 2 end credits. They're actually really good. I don't know what Nas talking about. Can you leave people with some hope? Like
it was needed. People who don't read the comics, they're like, wait a second, but what does this mean for the Tesseract?
Yeah.
If the cat swallowed the Tesseract, what? I don't get it.
Yeah.
So they had to do that to make those people who don't understand the comic book timeline to be like, oh, he threw it up. So that's how Fury was able to get a hold and hide it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So, what are your takes over there?
It was a good movie.
Yeah.
It was pretty much straight to the point.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see you next time. That's pretty much what it was like.
That's for me.
Yeah.
See her
For me.
in the Avengers.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like,
The Endgame's gonna be
The Easter egg at the end was fucking trash, though.
Which one? The first one?
At the end.
The Tesseract one.
The last, but again, to E's point, for people that are just now getting on board, like a lot of us, we're vested. We've been vested for years, right? There are people that really don't know anything about this. They're just seeing it now, and like I heard people in the movie theater like, "Yo, so who is she? What does she do?" Like they don't know. I was mad too.
My mom was there last
I'm like, "Yo, you don't even." I'm like, "Yo, you don't even deserve to be here right now, family." You word Marvel? Like
my mom was in there last night. She's like, "Who is that?" I was like, "Yo, relax."
Yeah, you making it hot. You making it hot in the theater.
Why did she do that? I'm like, "Yo, fam, I'll explain everything after."
You can't go to the movies with people like that. You can't pick up.
I had to. Someone asked me about it. I'm like, oh God, you're having me explain this whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, how about sending you a URL link?
Just read.
I gotta go back.
Because they asked about the Tesseract. They were like, wait a second. If the cat swallowed the Tesseract and they threw it up, what happened to the Tesseract? I'm like, did you not watch the last Avengers?
The last.
They're like, yeah. But I'm like, okay, I'm going to find you a link and you're just going to have to read it. Because I'm not going to go through this whole thing.
It's too much to catch up to at this point.
There's too much integral parts that I got to
You talking like 10 years of movies.
You want to go right before the
movie starts. You want me to give you a brief recap. Hey, fam, hey, check this out.
Shout out to Idris Elba, too, for Deadshot.
Yo. So, all right, we got a few seconds. Just really, really quickly. Y'all gonna kill me. I don't like him as Deadshot.
Nah. James Gunn's
the
Suicide Squad?
I don't like him as Deadshot.
I think he's gonna be better than Will Smith.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what Idris Elba is now. First, I'm thinking he's a gangster. Now he's a reggae artist. Now he's Deadshot. He killed that shit.
Yeah, that's
he bodied that shit. That shit. Let me be clear. I'm sold on it. That shit was fire. He's an artist in my book right now. I don't give a fuck.
Why can't he do it all?
That's a hit record for me.
Why can't he do it all?
He gotta come to one, but he gotta do one.
He gotta do my birthday.
Or that old woman's tale.
Yeah.
They like women. They like men tall, dark, and handsome.
Yeah.
Harley Quinn's gonna be all over Deadshot now.
Yeah.
You thought that was intense.
Well, hold on.
Her and Will Smith. Her and Will Smith. Idris about to.
I don't know right now if I'm sold on Idris Elba though. I don't know.
Sold.
I don't know if I'm sold.
I can't wait for the rest.
I'm happy for him though. So.
Can't wait for that rest of the cast.
Yeah.
James Gunn's gonna do it. That joint's gonna be funny.
It should be.
Don't get Dave Bautista though.
As long as it's better than the last one.
I wasn't really that mad at that.
I wasn't really big on the
me neither. I wasn't in love with it. Even Will, I know you mentioned Will. I wasn't all that impressed with him being Deadshot.
Yeah, because he can't do that conflict inside like Idris can.
Yeah.
Idris can do that conflict.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Luther?
Yeah, I seen part of it.
I keep hearing that Luther is good. Everyone talks about how great that show is. At some point, maybe I'll watch it. But Idris Elba, I don't. Yeah, he really is an amazing actor. I guess that's our show for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for hanging out with us. Be sure to subscribe. Check us out, Grassroots Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Be sure to hit the notification noti button, as we always say. And also, be sure to check the description. There's always some cool links in there, like our group me chat, as well as our merch that's still flourishing, as we always are. And that's our topics for today. Please comment, and subscribe, as like we said before. And then also make sure you let us know all of your thoughts on today's topics and everything else.
And also, if you guys want us to do a whole breakdown, analysis, timeline
where
thing
we
for
body
Marvel
shit
before Avengers comes out, let us know now because we can actually start planning for that and preparing for that and making sure that everything that comes out now, it will be all in one video. So when you watch it, you are going to know what is going on. So just let us know.
Facts.
Listen, Nerd Gang all day.
That's a long episode. That's a long episode.
That's a dope episode.
That's a dope episode.
That's a recap right before Endgame?
Yeah, before Endgame.
Oh, doing like a whole breakdown.
Yeah, I think
and
we should
will do it in the order of
from
the
the
movies. Now, the movie orders, guys, it's what came out. It's not the actual
Yeah, that's
order.
not the order.
We will actually break it down.
That's actually
and do
fire.
It, based
It is.
on
That's
order.
fire.
Because technically speaking, now that Captain Marvel is out, Captain Marvel, would be the first. Captain Marvel would be the first.
No. Actually, no.
Huh?
It would be Captain America.
Captain America's the first
then it would
Avenger.
be Captain
No, I'm not saying. Hold on. So I'm not saying I'm not saying the first Avenger.
Save it.
I'm saying the first movie that starts up the chain of events.
Save it for
Captain
the.
America.
It is Captain America still. Am I wrong?
Yeah, this
Well,
is like in the fucking 50s.
Captain America. Well,
No,
okay, no. I get what he's saying. He's
No.
saying like, do we know if what happened in Captain America does that apply to what happened with Thanos?
Gianni's got to know. Gianni,
Didn't Red Skull like have
Isn't
like
the
the
Tesseract
hold on,
in
wait.
Captain America one?
Yes.
Yeah.
give him the mic. What are you saying, Gianni?
There, Gianni.
The Tesseract first appears in the first Captain America, so I would say
Yeah.
that's there.
That's what the Red Skull's holding.
So,
That's World War
oh
II.
yeah, you are right.
Yeah, so it is Captain
I thought it was
America.
Soul
Then
So then
it's-
it's
That's
so
how
then-
Red Skull got sent to.
That's how he got sent to the
Yeah,
end
so
for the Soul Stone. Okay, you're right.
Well,
So-
either way, this is why we're going to be.
yeah, so
getting into the whole
we'll
timeline.
figure it out. We'll figure it out.
We're gonna
is a
do
good
that.
point.
That's gonna be fire.
Yeah, that is gonna be fire.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Yeah, we're doing it. Yeah, fuck that. We're doing it.
We're
We're doing that shit. We're doing this shit. All right, that's it. I'm Brandon Killabh Hall.
I'm Erin Ashley Simon.
I'm not Varnell Hill. I am regular Nas. I'm here for the smoke. I'm out.
I'm Wylson. Yeah, I know you got mad, dog.
and we're done.
Yeah, and we're done.
Catch you guys later.
Peace.
Grassroots.